Hello everyone. So today we are going to see how we can create a network monitoring system using AWS VPC flow logs and CloudWatch. In this lab, I will be creating AWS VPC flow log and will send it to the CloudWatch, and then we will be applying some filtering and also how we can monitor those traffic by creating the various type of alarms or notification. In the process, we will be touching briefly upon the things like VPC flow log, CloudWatch, and log groups, IAML custom policies, and also the SNS for sending the notification, including the CloudWatch alarms. So here I am in my AWS console home for today's lab. So if I go to my EC2 dashboard, here I have one public EC2 running which I will be using for today's lab. And I've already logged into this machine. So this IP is ending with 198 and here the IP also ends with 198. And also here I will be using this VPC for today's log and for creating the VPC flow log. Now let's go back to our AWS console home, and from the services menu under the management and governance, go to the CloudWatch. So as a first step, we will be creating a log group. So on the left hand side, click on the log groups and click on create. Here give it a name. Keep all the settings default and click on create. Now this is created. Now we'll proceed with the second step. Go to our VPC dashboard and select our VPC and click on flow logs. Here hit on the create flow log and give it a name. Keep other options like filter, aggregation interval as the default and destination, and here we will be selecting our log group. Here we have to assign one IAML, so click on setup permission, and here I will be referring this AWS documentation link for creating this particular IAML. So you can note down the URL of this link from here. Now let's go back to our AWS console, and here from the left hand side menu, click on the policies and let's hit on create policy. Here you can directly go to the JSON format and copy it from here and paste it here, but I want you to show the different way, so we'll go with the visual representation. Here search for CloudWatch and click on CloudWatch Logs. Now here go back to our AWS documentation, and here actions, these are the actions required. So create log group, create log stream and put log events. So if I go to the right, so create log stream, create log group and put log events. Now collapse it. Now expand the list. Here the remaining two are describe log groups and describe log streams. Now we are done with the actions part, and here scroll down. Here I will be selecting resources all. You can go with the specific resources and mention the ARN of this, or you can select any in this account. Let's go with this one. And also You can specify the condition like it should be MFA authenticated, or it should be coming from the particular IP, or it should be coming from this only from this account by searching it here. So this kind of conditions to add a stricter policy to your protection system, you can do that. But we are going with the defaults here. So here click on next. And give this policy a meaningful name. And click on create policy. So our policy has been created. Now go back to the IAM rules and hit on create rule. Here you can search for the CloudWatch logs, but you won't be finding that particular service. So we have to go with the custom trust policy, and also you can see it in the documentation that you have to mention this trust policy for this IAM rule. So scroll down and here copy the JSON. So basically they have mentioned service name here as vpcflowlogs.amazonaws.com. So here you can put the service is equal to VPC flowlogs, or you can just do a control A and control B. Now we should be good. Click on next. And here let's search for our policy which we have created in previous step. Click on next. Give it a meaningful name. Scroll down. Verify the things and click on create rule. So we are done with this part. Now let's go back to our VPC flow log. And here click on refresh. Now my new role is populated here. Select this one and log record format. I will go with the default one, but we will be needing this particular format sometime later in the lecture. I will tell you why. So let's copy it and store it somewhere. Keep everything as a default and click on create flow log. Now this is created. So from now here, if I go back to my logbook and select our newly created logbook, here currently we cannot see any log stream. So let's go back to our public EC2 console, and here let's ping google.com to generate some traffic, and also copy this google.com public IP as we will be needing it further. So now it will take a minute or so. So I'm taking a pause here. Now if you see, our log group has already created this log stream from our Elastic Network interface, and if I go here I can see the data which is being accepted or rejected. And if I go back to my notepad and copy this Google IP here, and if I filter the events here, I can see the filtered events here. So you can monitor this traffic, or you can redirect this stream to some third-party service and get this traffic monitored. Now in the next part, let's make this it a little more interesting and closer to the real world scenarios. So where we will be blocking one protocol traffic, that means ICMP protocol, that means ping traffic, and whenever there is an attempt, we will be getting a notification in our inboxes. So for that, I will go back to my logger. But before that, let me block this ICMP traffic. So for that, I will be going to our VPC dashboard, and from the left hand side menu, under the network ACL, under the security, I will go to the network ACL. Here I will be selecting this ACL. Here it is associated with 3 subnet. So let me see. Yes, this is also associated with our public subnet. So here I will select the outbound rules and click on edit. Here add a new one, and let's give it a lower number so that it has a higher priority. And just for the information, I have already covered network access control lists in the details as well as the hands-on in one of my previous lectures. Please do refer to it if you are interested. It will be a good topic if you want to consider, or if you want to make your network or VPCs more secure in the AWS environment. So I will be putting a link of that particular video in my video description box. So once this is done, destination is fine, and here select it deny. Here this NACL rule will get the preference over this, which is allowing all the traffic. So here our ICMP traffic will be denied for the outside. So let's click on the save. Now let's go back to our CloudWatch logger, and here click on the metric filter. Here let's create one. Here we have to enter the filter pattern. So for that we have to prepare the filter pattern. So I will just show you in a minute. And before that, here you can see, you can select the log data test. You can either go for the custom log data, or you can select the particular specific ANI. So let me go with this one. Now let me go back to my notepad where we have created this log format while creating the VPC flow logs. And here, let me select this, which I want to replace it with a comma, and click on replace all. Now remove this previous curly bracket, the first curly bracket, and the dollar sign, and the last one. Put a square bracket here and remove the hyphen from the account ID. Interface ID, log status, and let's copy it. Go back to our portal and click on test. So here I am getting everything in the tabular format. So here you can see the protocol, the packet, source address, source port, etc. So if you are interested in knowing how to create the metric filter pattern, you can refer these two URLs which are from the AWS recommendation. So we will be covering this part in some future lecture because it will be a huge chapter in itself. And also I will putting these URLs in the description. Now I want to capture the packets and create an alarm which were rejected or denied. That means ICMP packet. So here I will be searching for the action part, and here let's put reject. Now let's test our pattern. Here now we have only 46 left out of the 50 events in the sample log. Now I want to capture the protocol which only belongs to the ICMP packet. So for that, I will be putting here protocol is equal to 1. And if you are wondering how I reached on the conclusion that for the ICMP protocol should be equal to 1, so you can just do a quick Google search and search here protocol number, and the first website which is for the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority, you can go here and you can see for the ICMP it is 1, and this is the RFC in which it is mentioned. So I will be also putting this link in the description for your reference. So let me store it somewhere in the notepad. So I will be putting all these 4 links which is regarding the permission and for the metric filter expression as well as for the protocol numbers in the video description. So now let's go back to our, and here click on next, and give this filter a name. Scroll down and give it a namespace, some name. So let's go with the new namespace. So namespace is basically where you can group similar kind of a matrix. So here let's give it a name, and here give this metric a name. Say ping deny, metric value as 1, and keep everything as a default and click on next. Okay, so it looks good. Let's hit on the create metric filter. So our ping deny filter has been created. Now as the next step, we'll be creating a alarm for it. So here I will be selecting this one and click on create. Here keep this as the default. The period I will go with the 1 minute. Keep this as the default, and here let's select greater or equal to 1 and click on next. Here I will go with the default, that means trigger an alarm, and here I will be creating a new SNS topic. So let's go with the default topic name, and here I will be giving my email ID, and let's hit on create. Now scroll down, and before going further, we should be confirming the subscription so that we can receive the notification in our email ID. So open this AWS notification subscription confirmation mail, and also check your spam mailbox, because you sometimes you receive this in the spam mailbox. So click on the confirm, and this is confirmed. Now we'll go to the CloudWatch and click on next. Here give it a name, say ping deny alarm, and click on next. Scroll down and click on create. So this is done. Now what I will do, I will go back to my EC2 instance, and here let me clear this screen, and here I will also again try to ping.google.com, but this time you can see the traffic is not going through because we have added the NACL rule, which has the higher priority to deny the ICMP packets. Now let's take a pause for a few seconds or a minute, and by the time we'll be receiving a notification from our SNS service. So you can see I've already received the notification which says ping deny alarm in this particular region, and this is the subject from where you can see the more details regarding this particular alert. So this marks the end of the chapter where we have touched upon VPC flow logs as well as this cloud groups as well as the CloudWatch and also the matrix and how to create a complete networking system using the CloudWatch for your VPCs. And also we have touched upon SNS service in AWS and also the IAM role and the custom policies. So I hope you liked it and you learned something useful from it. So please do provide your feedback and thank you for watching and have a good day ahead. Thank you so much.